There's going to be lots of information, there's going to be lots of opportunities to network. As you can see, there's lots of exhibitors around the room. Every exhibitor is going to be speaking, providing you lots of value, and there's opportunities that you can take from that as well.
There's something magical about networking up, and that's what I want to show you today, and how it's impacted my life and my business, and I know it can do the same for you.
So I ask you, what is the story that you are telling yourself? Has it got limiting beliefs in there? Are you repeating old patterns that held you back?
Do you know that we all have a core, deep-seated need to become the master of something? Do you know that sits within us all? Some people have the ability to bring that out.
Now, how many of you all are currently doing business in a different country? Raise your hand. How many of you all would like to do business in a different country?
So the thing I'd like to talk to you today about is how to do your life from the inside out.
Even if somebody has the same idea as yours, because you're uniquely created and you have your own abilities and your own style, you will always stand out, so it doesn't really matter.
And what happened is I kept going to events, I kept growing, learning, reading, making connections, and there's some people here that I used to see at some of those events as well. What I am saying is not that in saying to you that you should run your own events, but I guarantee you keep coming along to events like this, you will connect with like-minded people.
Hello, beloved. Welcome to the Linda Miyobo Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. If it's your first time to tune in, you are most welcome. If you're a regular viewer, you are also most welcome. Why not call a friend to call a friend so they can watch and be empowered? Today, we are celebrating International Women's Day. It's 108 years since the first International Women's Day was celebrated. And with me in the studio, I've got 3 guests. Combined together, they've got knowledge, experience of over 30 years in business. So you do not want to miss that. We are going to be talking about issues that women face and how they can improve and get better so they can make an impact into the world. With me in the studio today, I have Mavis Amankwah. Oh, I love this lady. Winning entrepreneur. She's been featured in over 250 media profiles. She is aspiring to be the first Black woman on the Dragon's Den. Now that is something that is so empowering. Next to her, I have Des O'Connor. Oh, I love this man. He's after every woman's heart because he wants to promote every woman in business. And of course, I have Hannah Kupoluyi as well, the founder of All Women's Network. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored today to have this panel of guests on my show. And please do tune in. Ladies and gent, you are most welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for honoring my request.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
To celebrate International Women's Day.
Yes.
How are you all doing?
So
Fantastic.
excited.
Good.
So
108
excited.
years
I know.
since the first International Women was celebrated.
Yes.
It's quite an achievement.
Indeed.
We still have a long way to go. So I'm thinking, for me personally, I think if I'm not personally developed and personally balanced in my life, I cannot affect any change. Because the theme is balance for better. So if I'm personally developed and personally balanced, I will affect more change. What do you guys think?
So I think the first thing that you need to do is to find a way to work with yourself.
Okay.
You have to work within yourself. If you need help and support for someone to help you to, understand and grab the balance, then that's what you should do. Because we need to work with ourselves first before we can actually make any impact on other people. And then we can start making an impact, on the community, people around us, our families and our friends and in our business. But the first step is to work on yourself, find the balance and, prioritize how you're going to do that. And then you can start making the changes.
Good.
Yeah.
Des?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I would add to that it always starts with yourself. I think one needs to stop pointing the finger outside and look within. And
Yes,
we've all done it before in the
Oh, yes,
past.
absolutely. Yeah, we have.
But I think it's having the right people around you, the right environment. And there's lots of tools and resources out there that you can use. There's YouTube that you can look up and how you can develop yourself. There's Udemy, there's courses online, there's seminars that I provide, there's workshops, and there's coaches, and there's consultants, and there's also therapists out there that can help you strike that balance, because you're right, you know, your personal life and your business, they go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand.
Definitely
yes.
going hand in hand. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
Thank you. Mavis?
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of what Hannah and Des is saying. And yes, it is about balancing for better, but how do we do that? I think sometimes as women, we always have this small voice or this doubt in our mind that tells us we can't because we are women, or we can't because of our background and DNA. So I think, yes, it's about looking at yourself, being proud of yourself. I think as women, sometimes we're, you know, or as human beings, we don't like to say, oh yeah, well done to ourselves. And I think that's very hard. We always able to condemn ourselves and say, I'm not good enough at this and not good enough at that. But what about, I've been really good at this, you know, and give yourself a pat on the back. So I think, yeah, balance for better is something that is a great theme. And I think we need to realise that we're not perfect, but we can get better as time goes on.
And also, as much as we like to pat ourselves on the back, I think also paying compliments to others does help bring that balance.
Indeed.
And I know sometimes we women, we are not so good at it.
Men as well.
Well, I am. I am.
I think it depends in which capacity. I think it depends on what it is. But I think as women, I think we do try. And sometimes we can be a little bit shy, and sometimes you don't want to always someone to think, you know, you're making them feel very uncomfortable. But I think we definitely have come a long way. We are going somewhere, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you're aspiring to be the first black woman at the Dragon's Den. Come on.
Yeah, the first black woman dragon.
Yes.
So that's something that I have to deal with, and I'm working towards it. It's going to take me a long time to get there, but I've got to balance for better and progress and, you know, develop myself, and I will get there eventually.
Absolutely, you will.
Something similar. If not, then I'll create my own.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Absolutely. Well, to be quite honest with you, I think if there isn't a platform, just create your own.
Exactly.
And that's what I've done with All Women's Network. I've created my own platform because I feel that there is a demand and there is a need. And so it's important. If the opportunity is not on the table for you, just create your own.
Create your own.
So I do agree with that,
And you will
Mavis.
get followers.
Absolutely.
There are 7.7 billion people in this world.
Absolutely.
You know, who need something.
Yeah.
And you're all coaches. You're all mentors.
Yes.
You know, so definitely you have something that people need in the industry. Yes. From a man's perspective.
It's quite interesting because I had a Facebook Live last night with one of the speakers, and she was talking about the same thing, that some women lack confidence, they're shy, and this is one of the reasons why I decided to set up my Women in Business, because sometimes people, not just women but men as well, but we were talking about women, sometimes we just need someone just to hold our hand or put our shoulder, hand on our shoulder and say, it's going to be okay, and the first step is this.
Yes.
And that's what I do, take them from that first step. And then once they take that first step, they take another step, they eventually will fly, because their potential will come out of that as well. And I think there's lots of, the amount of women I've worked with that have never spoken on stage before, that are speaking on stage. Hannah, you witnessed that. Hannah spoke at one of my events.
Yes, you spoke at mine as
and
well.
I spoke at Hannah's as well. And it's amazing how that one step can just change your life completely. Women were petrified of speaking on stage. They came to my event, and they were sitting there, and I said, come up. But I got them to share what they are passionate about.
Yes.
So there was no nerves, because it was coming from the heart.
It's coming from the
And then
heart.
the minute they did that, they thought, what was that all about?
Yes.
And now they want to speak at all my events. Take over, yeah.
So it's basically finding what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And the confidence.
And the confidence.
It's the
to go with
confidence,
it.
because if you don't have the confidence, you can't move on, because you're always going to be afraid. You don't want to take that step. You don't want to move there. You don't want to move there. And the only way you're going to know is trying it. And if it doesn't work, you try something else. There's always various different options that you can do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And this is where we come in terms of confidence building. So we run various workshops to build each individual up.
Okay.
We see what exactly it is that is a problem that is making them lack confidence. And so we work with them on a one-to-one basis, giving them good mentoring and also holding their hand up until they get there.
And I think with confidence, it always stems from something.
Absolutely.
Until you go to the root of the problem, you're not going to get rid of that confidence.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, Mavis.
Hi.
Women Like Me Business. You're doing so well in that club. And, you know, I follow you. What more do you want to say with that, with the club that you have?
I think the Women Like Me Club was set up again. It's about confidence. It's about us basically building and growing together. So I'm a strong believer that because someone is maybe 15 miles ahead of you, doesn't mean that you have to get there first and they come after. I believe that as women we should, grow together, build together. And I think I put the club together because I saw that whilst I was in business for many years, I started attracting all these different women that wanted to build up their business, to build up their career, didn't have the know-how, wanted to be with like-minded women, and they just wanted a place to go and talk. And I remember one particular day I went out with a few women and it was just tears, ladies just crying about different things, social, personal, things from the past. And I said, no, we need to kind of just work towards building something that where we can build confidence, because I've realised as women we are a lot shy. We are shy. For instance, if I said to Hannah, oh, your top is really nice, most people would say, oh yeah, but it's only from
so and so,
we have this tendency, and I think it's an English and a cultural thing as well. Like we just don't even. Oh yeah, do you really? Oh yes, I got it. Oh yeah, look at the colour. You're supposed to. Yeah, Hannah.
Thanks.
I love the colour, and it matches with your hair.
Thank you.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes so good.
And you put on another yellow jacket on another day. You see, so sometimes so basically the club was to put together to basically help women boost their confidence and also think about business from a man's perspective, because women sometimes we're not good at asking for the sale. We're not good at pricing. We're shy to kind of just move forward because in the back of our mind we just think we're not good enough. So that's why I set it up, really.
Wonderful. No, it's a beautiful club, and the people are really inspired. And Des?
Well, I launched my Women in Business conferences 18 months ago, and I've held about 6 events, and over 100 people have spoken. Over 75% have been women, and I'd say about a third of those have spoken on stage for the first time, and it's just gone from strength to strength, because from that they have been able to grow. And I agree with Hannah, there's women that's gone on stage for the first time, broken down. I wouldn't say broken down, I'd say breaking through. They've shared something they've been dying to share, whether it's personal, business and the fears. And sometimes it just takes that one step.
Absolutely.
And they've gone on stage to do that, and then doors are opening. One woman was talking about narcissism at one of my events before. Now she's speaking to teenagers' schools just from that opportunity, because someone was in the audience. So the other thing you don't know, who's going to be sitting there watching you as well. And these types of events like yours and mine, you're going to get a certain type of like-minded people coming there. And I bet there's family and friends that you wish that would come.
Oh, absolutely.
And for whatever, they got all the excuses why they don't attend. But you can only work with the people that are in the room. So if you have those like-minded people, they will grow. They will make the connections. They will look, oh, I didn't know I could do that. And it could be anything ranging from as basically as a website, a logo, or the confidence from that as well. But I agree with you. Men are more ego-driven. We're not really going to go out on stage and share. We're more suppressing it in because of how society's made us to be, the perception. We need to hold it in, and when you hold it in, it's the worst thing to do.
Oh, it is.
But with women, you're more extroverts. You're more what you, and this is why I love working with women, because what you see is what you get.
That's true.
Right? If they say they're going to do something, they will do it, and you know where they stand because they're emotionally honest with you. There's no ego, and that's why I love working with them, because I'm not saying it has been 100% perfect.
But nothing is 100% perfect.
However, but I would say if they just, sometimes I've had women cry on stage, cry me on the stage because of stuff going on. But if you put them in a situation where they can strive and they can grow and they can develop and they feel okay, they feel a lot better as well, because women act on their feelings more than men. It's all about here.
That's true.
So once you start understanding here and start working on that, and then they can grow from that as
That's
well.
true. We're just going to take a short break, and then we'll be back. So don't go away. Go grab a cup of tea or coffee, whatever it is that you want to drink. We're just taking a short break. We'll be back soon. Thank you so much.
There's going to be lots of information. There's going to be lots of opportunities to network. As you can see, there's lots of exhibitors around the room. Every exhibitor is going to be speaking, providing you lots of value, and there's opportunities that you can take from that as well.
There's something magical about networking up, and that's what I want to show you today, and how it's impacted my life and my business, and I know it can do the same for you.
So I ask you, what is the story that you are telling yourself? Has it got limits?
Thank you, and welcome back to the show. You know, as usual, it's good to always get a mentor, to get a coach, or to get somebody who can hold your hand. And that's what we are talking about. We've come a long way. I remember when I just came to London. Oh my gosh, when I see the TV, I couldn't actually relate to anybody. Why? Because there wasn't anyone on screen that I could actually relate to. And now we've come a long way. 20, 30 years down the line, you find a lot of black presenters on TV and a lot of black mentors and black people doing powerful, powerful job in the community. And to share that with me in the studio, if you've just tuned in, I have Hannah Kupoluyi, Des O'Connor, and Mavis Amankwah. Welcome, guys, again. You're going to pick up from where you left off, Des. Talking about women talking, being passionate and talking from the heart.
Yeah, I mean, one of the good things that I find is the communication with them as well. You know where you are, there's no ego. And when comparing that to us men, we put on that front. So when you put on that front and an ego, you don't know where you stand with us.
That's true.
So what then happens then when you work with another woman, and I say, what do you need to achieve? She usually honestly tells me. And it's quite interesting. Some of them tell me personal things that they wouldn't tell anybody else before because of the journey we're going, and they feel relaxed and comfortable.
And the relationship you've built as well.
Yeah, they start to open up.
Yeah.
Men would never do that.
No,
We're never going to do that.
They wouldn't.
And that works easy for me because then I know exactly how to help them.
Yes.
Because they're telling me what they need.
Yeah.
They're showing me their vulnerable side, and I know how to make that vulnerability, that fear, into a massive strength for them within a period of time.
Wonderful. Hannah?
Yes, so for me, it's quite easy for me to work with women. My journey started when I was running beauty workshops.
Okay.
And I would have a lot of women come into the workshops to come and get beauty skills on how to look good and feel confident about themselves. And so it was really from there that the idea came to create a women's network where we can build confidence and help them to go back to work and also start training. And also we have variety of women coming into our program, those who have already started a business or maybe they want to start a business. And so we also have the business network inside of it for entrepreneurs as well.
Wonderful.
To help them and teach them how to be, leaders, how to grow their business and how to build it as well. And so I really enjoy, working with women. It's just amazing. A group of women that we work with, they are ready to learn. They are ready to really grow.
And I think it's only when somebody is really ready to learn and to be taught.
Yes.
That's when you can see the progress in
The
them.
progress,
Isn't that true, Mavis?
Yeah.
Definitely. I think, once you, it's like, you get people that want to learn to drive a car and they want to learn, maybe 50, 60, but they're so determined and the determination is literally something that's really, really pushing forward. And talking about women, I mean, my mum's like 63 and she's never used a computer before. And over the last 3 months, she's just been going on this internet course and she loves it so much. She's actually said, Mavis, I now need a laptop. She's got the laptop. She's using the laptop and she said, I'm going back onto another course, onto the second part. And so, it's just good. Like when your mind is set for something, you will go for it and you can learn, even though I can see that she's having difficulty, but she's getting better. So it is about balancing and working towards it and, giving her a pat on the back and go mum, because someone else will say, well, why do you need to bother to use things? But she went to her GP the other day and they said, oh yeah, you got a book online. She said, online? And that literally was the one for her. She said, no, I've just had enough of this, needs internet online, and she's really making progress. So
no, but it's true, like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes.
Okay. And also reminds me, I think way back in Kenya, I think probably 5 years ago, a 100-year-old man went back to school. 100 years old.
Wow.
So there's never a limit to learning.
No.
That's right.
I believe you only stop learning when you're dead.
Yes.
So there are a lot of people that are walking dead. They're walking, but they're alive, but they're really dead.
Yeah.
And also, I think another thing that also comes to mind is also the mindset shift. Okay. You see, when the mind is actually so stagnant and rigid, it will not accept to be taught or even to learn anything new.
Yes.
That's what I've come across. Some people are so set in their ways, they're like, okay, it's either my way or the highway. So unless you actually break through, not break them down, but break through with them and be able to teach them and make sure you say, but why not try another way of doing things? And then you start finding the balance in your life. Absolutely. Have any of you experienced that?
I've, to be honest with you, 2 years ago, I didn't ever think I'd be working with women in business.
Wow.
And it's just by speaking to other women that weren't getting the opportunities to speak on stage, and then speaking to other males that were holding their own events, and they were saying to me they didn't really value women to speak at their stages. And I thought, well,
And why would they say that?
well, there was lots of sexist comments which I won't go into, but the usual, as you can imagine. They just didn't value and appreciate the value that women could bring on stage. Mainly, as you say, not selling on stage to make the money.
Yeah.
And I disagreed with that, because prior to this, I was working with relationships and conferences and dating, and I had lots of women working with me, and it went fine. I loved working with them. And one of the things that I realised is that you women network. You know, you talk about fashion, makeup, shoes.
Anything, yes.
Let's not talk about the hair and shoes, all right? But if you've got something good,
yes.
you will share it, and then your friends will share it.
Yeah.
So then that's why I looked at. I thought, well, I need to learn how women think a lot more, because if I'm holding an event and doing something positive that's really good, you're going to share it. You shared my event, your friends shared it, they come along and it goes and goes and goes. Men don't really operate like that. We don't really work like that, unless it's sports. If it's sport, we promote for the sport. But women, that's why I always said, and I had to look at social media from a different way, because I believe, especially Facebook and Instagram, those platforms are made for women. If you really look at it from an objective side, they're made for women.
There are more women,
so then I decided to create a business out of that, because I understood, even I was actually brought up by mainly my mum and my sister, so I understood how women think and feel to a certain point. When I applied it to the business, you women are amazing when it comes to promoting, networking. You go to an event, you are the only ones that are there with taking pictures, selfies, sharing it. Men very rarely do that, because what they will be doing, they're promoting my brand on a continuous basis. And I had to shift my mindset of, well, actually, this is how it is, to actually, I need to start learning, and I still am learning. I will continue to learn.
Oh, absolutely. You'll continue to learn. And you're doing a good job, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Giving a platform to the women. I'm just thinking of the time. So I'm going to give you guys all the opportunity to promote your business. I know all of you have some upcoming events.
Okay.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, so guys, I really want you to join me on the 22nd of March. We're going to be at Rumford running our Women in Business networking events, and that would be on the 22nd of March, and you have the opportunity to promote your business and pitch your services and your products. And also, we also have our annual conference coming up, which will be later in the year as well. That would be around July or August, and it'll be great to have so many of you also joining us as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Des.
Thank you. Hi everybody, I'm holding my 5th Women in Business Super Conference, creating women in business experts. Men can attend as well. It's not one of those events that excludes men. And we're actually going to have the first woman that appeared on Dragon's Den, Rachel Elnor. She's going to be our special guest speaker on this event, and it takes place on Sunday, the 24th of March at the Holiday Inn, Kensington. And it's going to be a whole day event, and you can book a free ticket from desoconnors.com. Come along and network with like-minded people. It's going to be about 15 speakers all day. Come along, and there's other events I'm holding have a social media event in May, and an authors event in September as well. So I hope you can see that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, yeah, so tomorrow, 9th of March, it all takes place for Women Like Me Business Club, Hilton Canary Wharf. 120 women. We're going to be talking about balancing for better. There's going to be a conversation with myself about my business, the good side, the challenging side, and how you can build up. So if you go to www.mavisamankwah.com, please come down tomorrow.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to be speaking at Mavis's event tomorrow, so please do come in and support.
Notes.
Okay, yes. I'm going to be speaking
Any
tomorrow.
men speaking?
There's you. Don't
Don't worry, Des, we're going to get you
worry, we'll get you in there.
We can slot him in, right?
Yeah. We're balancing for better, isn't it? It's not the other way around.
I know.
So it's about
asking
leaving no
and
men
now we're
behind.
asking. That's good.
It's good.
That's wonderful.
Including the men.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a lovely time. You know what? If at all you missed part of the recording, go on to my YouTube channel later on where I'll upload the video. But, we've had very meaningful conversation and just helping you to identify. And I think the most thing that comes up is confidence. Confidence is a big issue that actually kind of deters people from moving forward. So if at all you're suffering from confidence, get in touch. My 3 lovely guests will be able to help you with that. And next week, of course, I'm going to have 2 lovely ladies who are going to be speaking about hidden scars, FGM. I know it's a sensitive issue, but we have to talk about it, as usual. And, of course, the week after, I have 2 gentlemen as well coming to speak. I like to end my show always with a quote. And today's quote, if I can find it, oh gosh, I think I left it. No, I have it. It's from a lady called Margaret Sanger. It says, woman must not accept, she must challenge, she must not be awed by that which has been built around her. She must reverence that woman in her that struggles for expression. So if you're one of those that is struggling for expression, you've got to look deep inside of yourself. Say, what is holding me back? You know, a lot of times we have issues that hold us back and we can't find that balance in life for us to be impactful or make that change, leave a legacy. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And see you all next week. Remember, the video will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. Guys, say bye-bye to our viewers.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Bye-bye.
There's going to be lots of information. There's going to be lots of opportunities to network. As you can see, there's lots of exhibitors around the room. Every exhibitor is going to be speaking, providing you lots of value, and there's opportunities that you can take from that as well.
There's something magical about networking up, and that's what I want to show you today and how it's impacted my life and my business, and I know it can do the same for you.
So I ask you, what is the story that you are telling yourself? Has it got limiting beliefs in there? Are you repeating old patterns that held you back?
Do you know that we all have a core, deep-seated need to become the master of something? Do you know that sits within us all? Some people have the ability to bring that out.
Now, how many of you all are currently doing business in a different country? Raise your hand. How many of you all would like to do business in a different country?
So the thing I'd like to talk to you today about is how to do your life from the inside out.
Even if somebody has the same idea as yours, because you're uniquely created and you have your own abilities and your own style, you will always stand out, so it doesn't really matter.
And what happened is I kept going to events, I kept growing, learning, reading, making connections, and there's some people here that I used to see at some of those events as well. What I am saying is not that in saying to you that you should run your own events, but I guarantee you keep coming along to events like this, you will connect with like-minded people.